Louise, my man, how are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good, good. Good to see you. It's been too long.
I know, man. We miss you around here.
Oh man, I miss it back there in Dubai. What's new? What's the latest?
Nothing. Just more heat, more traffic, more people.
Yeah.
Still busy life, but good life. So no complaints.
Oh, that's great. Well, are you still playing ball?
Casually.
Yeah.
2 times a week, here and there. If I catch it, yes. If not, then no.
Yeah.
But that's it. Mostly working kids. That's
Working kids, man. That sounds familiar to me. Um,
yeah.
well, that's great. Well, Louise, I really appreciate you jumping on the podcast with me. I really value our friendship. And tell me a little bit about you and where you grew up and how that shaped who you are today.
Okay, so I was born in Peru.
Hmm.
My parents had to move from Peru because actually during that time there was a lot of terrorism. Like there were bombs and things going around, so it wasn't really the safest time in Peru. So I think they moved when I was 5. So then I grew up in Miami,
Hmm.
basically all my life. I studied, I worked, did friends, family. I mean, most of my family is still back there anyway.
Yeah.
Then 2016, I moved to Dubai where it was more through work and who is now my wife. I met her actually, I mean that's another different story, but so I moved to Dubai in 2016 and ever since 2016 I've been here.
Nice.
Um so yeah, so with my wife we met in actually Switzerland in Geneva.
Wow.
While I was living in Miami and she was already living in Dubai. So then we had long distance relationship for a year and a half, and then we made the decision to. For me, I mean, I made the decision to want to be with her, look for a job, and
Yeah.
then that's it.
Oh,
And
that's
then here
awesome.
I am. I mean, 2 kids later, and all these years later. So
Man, and she's from, is it Moldova?
she's from Moldova, yeah.
Okay.
So
How often?
very like completely different,
Yeah.
opposite sides of the world. We didn't know. I mean, she didn't know Peru existed. I definitely didn't know Moldova existed. So
Yeah. That's awesome. Have you guys been back to Peru or Moldova together yet?
yeah, so we did before she was pregnant. So it's been a while now.
Yeah.
We did Peru. We've done Miami a couple of times,
Yeah.
one with the kids, one without. And Moldova, I think, is a more frequent place that we visit because it's closer to Dubai, and we use that like as a place to travel through Europe.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's smart. Stop there and even in the future, stop there, drop the kids off, and continue your journeys in Europe.
Yeah, we've done it once or twice, so
That's great.
we got to enjoy it.
Well, growing up in, you're from Peru, and growing up in Miami. I'm actually going to Miami. My wife and I are going to Miami here in a couple weeks for a bit. It's gonna be fun.
Nice.
Love Miami.
Okay.
So we'll have to talk after about, where to eat or what to go do and see. But what's a favorite childhood memory or tradition that still influences you from growing up there?
I mean, to be honest, the biggest thing is just spending time with the family. I mean, it was just a tradition of the gatherings of getting together. It's something that I guess I miss that here a lot. It's
Hmm.
not that we don't have friends, or I mean, family we definitely don't have. It's not that we don't have friends that we don't get together, but it's a different thing where like here you have to make plans, you have to organize, you have to coordinate.
Hmm.
Where over there it was just very organic. Like,
Yeah.
you just call, you randomly show up. Sometimes people just showed up at your house and like here we are, you let them in and these moments just to share with the family and friends. I mean, this is something that I mean it's not a tradition, but it kind of became a tradition that people would just show up in the house randomly. So
Yeah.
I guess that's the biggest thing from childhood that I miss.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's tough because my wife and I, we moved our family to Australia and then to Dubai and back to the US. But for the longest time, like we had no family like you. And
yeah,
it was a bit of a shock and it was hard. But then at the same time, like it's made, at least I hope, I feel like it's made our kids appreciate their extended family that much more. So when we do see them, it's a lot more quality time. But Yeah, I mean, some of the best memories I had growing up, it's just, weekends playing with cousins and family.
Exactly. And I mean, it's sad. Some my daughter, like she knows she's 7, so
Yeah,
I guess she understands a bit more. So she's always asking, "How come I don't have cousins?" Because a lot of people here have their families around.
yeah,
So where are my cousins? Who are my cousins? I wish I had more cousins. So she's at that age where she needs that. And I mean, you have to contact a lot of moms and a lot of dads. Can you do something? Can we get the kids together? Because if not, then they're gonna grow up. Yeah, I mean, it's a big exposure to many different cultures here, so I appreciate that. But still, it's not the same as having somebody there that's your family that is really there to stand by your side.
yeah, yeah,
So,
for sure. Now going back to Peru, when you guys visited, where is your family from? Lima?
yeah. So family's originally from Lima. Then my grandparents are from a small town in the mountains called Moncayo.
Uh-huh.
So very high up in the mountains, and they moved to Lima, and then all my mom and everybody else was born in Lima. So
Okay. That's so my wife and I really want to go to Machu Picchu, to, Lima and Cusco, but that's high on our list. And we were going to go a couple of years ago and it just didn't work out. There was some, unrest in that area of Peru, so we switched our plans
yes,
around. But have you been to Machu Picchu?
no.
Oh man.
Imagine this
Okay.
Peruvian guy has not been to Machu Picchu because I moved down. The same as you, I had planned 2 times to go with my uncle.
Yeah.
That didn't work out. Then when I went with my wife, we didn't go. I forgot because I got sick.
Okay. Shoot.
So I got sick and I couldn't, and it was just bad. Like I got sick and we couldn't go. So our plan is that now to go. Now that the kids are older or
Yeah.
getting older, I think my son is now 4, so I think we should wait maybe one more year, 2 more years before we can actually handle that kind of trip,
Sure.
and then all go together and experience it as a family. So at the same time, it's sad to say I haven't, but at the same time, it's good to see that we'll all experience it together at the same
Yeah.
time, and it's something that'll be for us. So,
Yeah, for sure. I like that. You're the New Yorker that hasn't been to the Statue of Liberty, but I think that's
basically,
good. Go as a family. Um, yeah, I really want to do the Inca Trail. So again, I'll be hitting you
yes,
for some tips from your family back there on what to do, what not to do, and Rainbow Mountain, and
yes, yes.
hopefully.
The information and tips I have, don't worry, this I can help
Okay,
you anytime.
perfect, perfect. Now, we've known each other for many years now. So what's a project or a moment that has been really challenging for you in that time, the past, 8 years or so, that ended up being super rewarding. Like you were happy you went through that after all.
I mean, I would say actually the move here was the toughest. That which obviously has come into the biggest reward of my life. I mean, so far. But I mean, first when you move out, I think I was lucky enough to have someone to kind of come to.
Yeah,
I didn't start out from having to, because you've been here, you see a lot of people, they come in, they go into places with their resumes asking for jobs. So I was lucky enough to not have to go through that
hmm,
because it was an internal move through the company.
yeah,
But it was so tough. I mean, you basically live. I mean, I applied to move here through work. I think it was June, and in August I was already here. So my life like completely flipped upside down in 2 months.
yeah.
I
Wow.
was expecting, okay, here I'll wait 6 months, I'll go. No, 2 months I was here, and then it's like boom, new culture. Yeah, fine. You have the fancy buildings. You have a lot of similarities to Miami, that kind of, let's say, lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
but it's very different. I mean, you have to come and experience it and see for yourself to understand it. But I think that was the biggest challenge, just leaving everything, having to start from scratch, basically, and build something meaningful. And here we are.
That's
So
awesome. Now, are you still, so I remember you're still dealing with high-end watches, right?
yes.
How's that going?
So I've left. So now I'm looking for other things. So
Wow.
this would be, let's say, the second biggest challenge of my life, or my life here, is that that here you have to have basically a work
Sure.
or a job to stay and to maintain and live. Cost of living is not the easiest here, so. But yeah, I mean, took a break. Waiting for the summer to finish. Gonna go home. I mean, gonna go and enjoy some time with the family,
Yeah.
travel, and then when I'm back, we'll see what we do.
Okay. Well, good luck, man. You'll
Thank you.
land on your feet. You always do. Um,
Thank you.
what's the nicest watch that you've ever sold?
Okay, nicest. I'll give you as far as value. Value was about so $500,000.
Oh, wow. What's
Yeah.
it called?
So it's the watch brand is Panerai.
Yeah.
So and then it's just a very high complicated watch that has basically an alarm clock, but it's mechanical. So it's called the mini repeater, where you press a button and it chimes exactly the time that it is.
Uh-huh.
But I mean, it sounds very simple, but imagine one man or woman making this by hand, assembling it, and making sure that it works perfectly.
Yeah.
So it's you're paying for that person's time and research and development from the company for so many years, and I mean it's amazing.
Yeah.
So and you're in the place where people buy these luxuries that they don't need, they only want,
Right.
and you have your phone, right? I ask you what time it is, you usually grab your phone now, so it's purely something that's just a luxury.
Sure. Well, and it's even like a store of value. Like I've never in my life thought about watches the way I did until moving to Dubai, where people are buying these crazy expensive timepieces and, the Rolexes and Panerays. And I mean, they hold their value.
Yeah, I think it's a smart way to where you can put your money and move it around also.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. That could be for another podcast, right?
yeah, that's yeah.
Well, good. Well, what's something unique about your Peruvian culture that you're really proud of?
I mean, it's not something that I say. It's somehow the humility that we have as people. I
Hmm.
think it's something that we have, and that the friendliness, also like the welcomingness of people of Peruvians and how kind they are. And I don't say this for me. I
Hmm.
think it's something that it's other people have always said these characteristics of Peruvians in general. Now, apart from that, you have, I mean, something as a staple, you say you have the food. I
Yeah,
think a lot of people would never really think of Peru now, especially in the past, I don't know, 5, 6 years, is the food. So the food really stands out. Uh, Luckily, more and more Peruvian restaurants are becoming available here that are uh, more casual dining and
yeah,
less fusion. So you get the real home cooked feeling. So that's also nice.
nice.
And
What's
that's it.
what's what are your favorite Peruvian dishes? Like, what should everybody try?
I mean, you have to go with ceviche no matter what. I
Mhm.
mean, ceviche, unless you're allergic to, seafood or
Yep.
fish or anything, but ceviche is number one, especially if it's freshly done and with small, few ingredients,
Uh-huh.
the best thing that you can have. I like lomo saltado for me personally. So it's just rice, potatoes, tomatoes, onions, and meat. And the way that it's cooked is kind of like Asian style at the same time.
Mhm.
So, because we have a lot of influence from Asian culture as well.
Really?
Um, yeah, yeah. If you go there, you have a lot of Chinese Peruvians.
Mm.
The one of the more famous presidents and the daughter from Peru, he was Japanese as well. So you have a lot of Asian influence. And for me personally, I like seco. It's called seco. It's beans with lamb
Hmm.
and rice. We have a lot of rice and a lot of potatoes.
Yeah,
So
that sounds delicious. Yeah, and like the whole city, like you're some of the highest elevations in the world
yes,
there, right?
yes, yes, yes.
So you can
Yeah, I mean
uh,
so when I went to Huancayo where my grandparents were born actually.
uh-huh.
And we were driving up a lot of mountains, and the highest that we reached on a casual mountain just on the drive was I think 3,700 meters.
Wow.
So yeah, so you get out of the car, you walk, and you're like you feel the low oxygen. You really have to take the deep breaths and everything, but it's amazing. I mean, once you're out there, it's so fresh and clean and
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
Nothing better than that mountain air. How long does it take for you to acclimate and just feel like that's normal?
I had no issues.
Okay.
So I think we'll have to test with the kids to see how they feel. But for me, I mean, when we went up there, I had no effect somehow.
Yeah.
Usually, I've been always like pretty good at like resisting all these kind of changes in climate and all these things. So,
Is
but
there is there a big population from Peru in Miami?
yes, my God, you have all of South America in Miami. I mean,
Yeah.
now recently in the past few years with this boom and everything, is a lot of people from New York moving down and living there full time. Before you had, let's say, the snowbirds who moved down from New York and Canada and lived down, but Miami is mostly like Latin.
Yeah.
You have a lot of Cubans, a lot of Venezuelans, Colombian. I mean, everyone, but there's a big community of Peruvians, very big.
So, do you have a favorite Peruvian restaurant in Miami?
Now, yeah, I mean, the to me, still the best one is called one ceviche. It's called Ceviche 105.
Okay.
So he started out in, let's say, smallish restaurant in South Beach, super good. Then I mean, he became like in very popular. And the good thing is that he still maintained, let's say, the same recipes. He didn't try and do a fusion or try and reach a
Yeah.
different clientele. No, he stayed true to the roots, let's say, and that worked for him. So now there's a few branches throughout Miami, but I think to me that's still the best one that gives you the introduction into Peruvian food or Peruvian cuisine and can still talk to the Peruvians, with the portions, with the flavors and everything. So,
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, I'll have to flag that one then. Ceviche 105.
yes.
Okay. What and is there have you seen more and more true Peru food in Dubai, or do you have to go find it and make it yourself?
So, my wife learned. I have
Yeah.
to give her a lot of credit for that. She did learn how to do it, and she makes some very good food.
Yeah.
In Peruvian, I mean, she really enjoys food. She really enjoyed the culture, and she really enjoyed the food from Peru. So that's why she made a big effort to learn. Now there's two good restaurants that I would say in Dubai that are like it's more casual. There's one called Ceviche.
Mhm.
The story for this lady, her name's Penelope, is really amazing. She started out, let's say, making the food in her house. She would reach out to people, kind of build the network little by little, and then eventually she opened a small little restaurant that's always busy. So it's a very nice story for her. And then there's another one called Jota. So yeah, and again, super good food, super quality, but it doesn't have such a nice story like her. Like
Sure.
imagine this lady, working in her house with her family. I remember, I think it was her brother, and her son. They were working there, making the food and everything, and to come out from your house to have a restaurant, they even opened in Dubai Mall,
Yeah,
which
that's big
to
time.
have a little something in Dubai Mall is not easy and
Yeah,
not cheap.
right.
So.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I bet your wife, she probably has some awesome dishes. And, speaking of fusion, like with the Peru culture and Moldova, because in Moldova, that's Eastern Europe. So what's
Yeah.
your favorite food from that she's brought to your house?
So they have a lot of meat and potatoes. So they have something with polenta.
Hmm.
So my favorite one is polenta with cheese and meat.
Hmm.
A very simple dish, very tasty, fills you up, makes you feel good, and that's it.
Nice. So,
So I mean,
um, you guys, I feel like you've been all around the world and you're from different sides of the world and living somewhere in the middle in Dubai. But where's your favorite place to travel and why?
so far recently it's been Spain.
Spain?
Yeah, specifically north of Spain is a town or city called San Sebastian
Huh?
because it's very small. The weather is amazing. I think the hottest that it gets is 25
Hmm.
degrees Celsius. So you have mountains, you have nature, you have beach. It's one of the best food places as well. It's one of the most concentrated areas for Michelin star restaurants.
Wow.
Plus, the just their casual food is very good. The people are amazing, and of course, the language is easy. So you're
Yeah,
speaking Spanish. So I can
sure.
get it along with everybody there. We loved Italy. I think I think that would be second on the list. And I think that's it. I mean, as far as Switzerland, of course, we like, but cost of living and all these other things is very
Sure.
different. We haven't explored Asia, so I cannot give you any opinions on Asia. But we want to go to Japan very badly.
Japan's
Yes.
cool. Yeah, well, that's great. Yeah, I needed San Sebastian in Spain.
Yes,
Okay, I love Spain.
you
Now,
should.
what what's something about Peru or just that culture that you wish more people understood?
That's a good question. You should have prepared me for these things, man. I didn't know. No, I think I I would honestly I would really just want people to really look at Peru as Peru because when everybody thinks south of U.S.,
Yeah,
especially here, to be honest, they think of just Mexico.
yeah,
Speak Spanish Mexican. So it's not so much specifically for Peru, but for them to try and get to understand a little bit more now.
mhm,
What will it take? Will it take maybe me, not me specifically, but with the like a Peruvian consulate, or to learn more about the culture and appreciate and get people to know that Machu Picchu exists? That okay, I don't want to overflow Peru with tourists, for
sure.
example, but for them to go and appreciate the culture and the history, because there is a lot of history. I mean,
Yeah,
and it's something that I had to also learn myself more and more because of my wife. She had no idea. So with her learning, I was also learning at the same time. So I think it would just be that to actually look at Peru for Peru, not just a Spanish-speaking large Mexico.
yeah,
Nothing against Mexico. I have a lot of Mexican friends,
sure.
and they're amazing people. But just to have that divide, to understand that this is Mexico, this is Peru, and all these things.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think that's why I'm a big advocate for just go out and travel and see new places, and they're all so unique. And Peru's got a very special history. It's one of the most ancient civilizations on Earth, stemming from there.
Exactly. You have the Incas, you have the from Machu Picchu, and like I mean, there's so many things to learn.
Yeah,
So that's why it's just to somehow for people to dive into it.
yeah.
That's it.
I thought that the World Expo, the Expo 2020, I thought that was pretty cool. And that was a good way for
Yes.
countries to kind of show what they're all about and encourage people to go travel there. And I thought that was cool. And I remember going to the Peru pavilion and texting him like, oh man, this is awesome. I want to go.
Yeah, yeah. No, no, no. I mean, they did an amazing job. I mean, honestly, we went also with my wife and my son, and we were very impressed. Like they really dove more on the cultural side
Yeah,
instead of trying to do something for food. So this was very nice. So
yeah, agree with that. Well, who's been a major influence in your life and why?
I have to start with my mom.
Mm,
Why? So basically, just as a backstory, parents separated at 17. So, okay, my parents were immigrants.
mhm.
Okay, I mean, eventually they legalized. So, if anyone is hearing this, you don't have to catch them because they're all American, yeah, U.S. citizens. Don't worry about this one. uh, so, moving in, having to work, I mean, seeing my mom kind of being the backbone at the same time home and having to work and being in support for my dad. Then my parents separated at 17. Then having her seeing how she worked to still provide, uh, you know, just seeing this kind of work ethic and still caring and still putting on the good face for others. And I think it's something that I try to take away. Unfortunately, it's not something that I don't share as much with her to let her know how
Yeah,
much I appreciate it. So, but I try and bring it out in everyday life. I think my father also had a huge influence. I mean, the way for him as a let's say separating from whatever happened between him and my mom, him as a father, and it's something that my mom also mentions. I think he was great. I mean, we always had a close relationship as well. even after the divorce, I mean, we were always in good terms.
Mhm.
So seeing how, I mean, I think I see myself with the kids now in the way that we play and the way that we talk and the things that we do. A lot of his influence as how he raised me, how I'm being with them. So I think just both of them. And then also I give a lot of credit to my uncle from my mom's side.
Mhm.
I think he was also kind of a father figure after that stage, like in between the after being 17 and after my parents' divorce. So kind of nice having two father figures, and then eventually my mom also remarried.
Okay.
So then I had another so father figure, let's say, and but this I saw more of how he treated her as a woman
Mm.
and as a wife, and seeing her happy.
Yeah.
So being able to see like these four people, my dad, my stepdad, my uncle, and then my mom. I mean, those are I have four, let's say.
Yeah.
So
That's great. How are they all in Miami?
they're all in Miami.
And how often do you get back to Miami? Is that a yearly thing or every couple of years?
Yeah, I try to make it a yearly thing, sometimes twice a year.
Uh-huh.
Uh, but it's not so easy because like here, everybody waits for the summer vacation, and summer vacation people like to try and explore and see new places.
Yeah.
So kind of in between, trying to squeeze in there. My mom is actually here now. She's been here for 3 months.
All right. That's
So
great.
she came 2 months. We went to Spain. She came back, and now she's leaving in July.
Oh,
So total 4 months that she was spending here. So
that's great. You get some good home cooking while she's there.
yes, and the kids get spoiled at the same time. So
Oh, good. That's good. Well, and I think you also realize that too. Like I know we can relate, living on the other side of the world from family, but I feel like that bond between your kids and their grandma will be extra special.
yes.
If you could go back 10 years and give yourself some advice, what would it be?
I mean, so far things have worked out pretty well. So I don't want to say not change anything. I think I mean, having this conversation now that I told you that about not showing so much appreciation is
Yeah.
show more appreciation and let people know how
Mm.
much you appreciate it. I think that we underestimate how much a thank you or a simple message or a simple phone call saying thank you for what you did, or I just remember when we did this or we shared this memory. I mean, these things might change people's day or week. So learn how to be that kind of person earlier on in life.
That's good
I think
advice.
all the other things I think worked out. So I
Mm.
cannot say I wouldn't want to really change much. Maybe investment advice, but that's again maybe for a whole different podcast. But yeah, I think it's that. Just learn how to, it's something that you learn as you get older.
Yeah.
So if the younger listeners is learn how to let people know that you appreciate the things that they've done and that they're doing or that they might do or that they're trying to do for you.
Yeah. No, that's massive. I mean, that's what life's all about is those relationships. And then no one ever regrets, making, more and more investments. It's the time that, and that value with that relationship. So I think you're spot on.
Thank you.
What's something funny about you, Louise, or something unique that nobody knows about?
I mean, right now that nobody knows about is that I started baking. So,
Oh, okay.
so it's a very weird thing when if you see me, nobody would assume that I bake. But
Uh-huh.
I learned that I can bake some pretty good things, and the kids are loving it. And every day they're asking me to bake. So
That's
I have
awesome.
no musical talent. What can I say? Maybe one thing that you've seen on the court is that I walk very slow and calm and everything, but when I get on the court, I'm not as slow as I look.
Yeah.
So I guess that's something people can't understand until they see it. But I think now, so I have a talent for baking,
That's
and it
awesome.
took me 37 years of my life to understand that I had it. So
What's the
I
most
used to eat.
yeah. What do
So
your kids request the most? What's your specialty right now?
So, right, banana bread, cookies, and there's a specific cheesecake from the Basque country in Spain.
Huh?
So those are the three things.
Oh
So
man,
if you go to Spain and you go to San Sebastian, you have to try the cheesecake. And
cheesecake. That's yeah, I want to hear more about this because our I tried during COVID. We tried more baking. So we were in Dubai during this, and there's this cheesecake. You should look it up. It's Pizzeria. I'm trying to remember the name, but it was in Sydney, Australia, and it's a
okay,
baked ricotta cheesecake, and
okay.
it's super good. So there's my challenge for you is try something like that. But what's this Spanish cheesecake? What is it like?
So it's just very sweet, very delicious, but it's very let's say fluffy kind of cake.
Mm,
It's not hard, it's not frozen, so you kind of have to, and it's soft on the inside. I mean, it's just it kind of when you cut it in slices, it's still kind of melting.
mm.
So kind of like a molten cheesecake. I don't
Yeah,
know how to
okay.
explain it. So it's kind of
Sure.
things are falling out, but yeah,
Nice.
you have to try it. I mean, it's
That sounds great. Yeah, you have to make it for me when we're out in Dubai next.
okay. Come.
Well,
Speaking of COVID, I remember the story when one day, remember, during COVID, we had to get the passes. Remember, we
yeah,
had to apply for a permit to go out, and I saw you that one day in the supermarket
yeah.
in the
In
Carrefour.
Carrefour. Yeah,
We're like, oh, we didn't even know how to say hi to each other because,
I know.
like,
Uh,
should we touch? Should we shake? Like, it was such interesting times, but
so interesting.
crazy.
And I think I mean, that was a tough time because it was like 2 or 3 months in Dubai where it was hard
Yeah,
lockdown and you could leave your house once per week for like a half hour, police permit,
yeah.
and like all this official stuff to like go grocery shopping. And yeah, and then I remember seeing you and your wife there, and that was crazy. But then, they did a good job. Props to Dubai and the Emirates for opening up quickly and properly. I feel like they helped open up the world.
Yeah, I'm sure that they did. Honestly, because I mean, being in the retail business and so seeing so many tourists coming in
Yeah,
and enjoying Dubai, definitely, I think they kind of set the center on how to open up.
yeah,
So it was nice. I mean,
definitely. What's something that you're just absolutely grateful for right now in your life?
right now, I don't know. I feel kind of going through I don't want to say midlife crisis, but like a emotional stage of life where right now I appreciate the time that I get to spend with the kids right now. In
Yeah.
this transition of not working, man, you you don't realize how much you don't know your kids.
Mm,
That you spend time, like really spend time with them. I mean, it's from the morning to night now that I'm spending with them, and their personalities, like the how they are, how funny they are, how smart they are, how much they appreciate small things. Like I think within 2 weeks, no, I mean within 1 week of spending time, the way that they would just come by themselves just and this is where I saw it the most is they really just stop. They come give you a hug. They say thank you and I love you. I mean, and it's very wholesome and there's no reward for them to do that. It generally comes from their hearts and
yeah,
I think that's what I'm most grateful for that I'm being able to take advantage of that.
yeah,
I think I'm lucky enough and I think I guess the same thing. You've lived here so you know it is there's not many people that get that
yeah,
privilege here. I mean, it's usually a almost 24/7 thing of trying to live your life and work and this and that. So this has been amazing.
yeah. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing. Well, Louise, we could, I think, talk for hours. This has been awesome, but a couple quick fire questions to end. If you could
Okay.
retire in one place only, would it be mountains or the beach?
Uh, that's why I choose San Sebastian, which has mountains and beach.
Get both of them. All right, great. When you have some of the best mountainous areas in the world back in Peru. So, but San
Yeah,
Sebastian, you're really making me want to go there now. That's good.
I'm telling you, you will not regret it.
Okay, I will do that. What's a book or a movie that you recommend to everybody?
Oof. Uh, Book. My wife got me this book by Richard Branson. What's the name? Something with the Virgin. I only remember Virgin. I don't know why. I think it was very good to see him his journey. I think
Uh,
also during this time is how to be a bit more bold, how to do uh, more risks and these things. I think everybody should read. I think a book that has someone telling their story, showing you that it can be done. Not it's not only the way that you're thinking and making you get out of your comfort zone. I think those are the most important books
for
from
sure.
real life experience. So that's why I would recommend. I have to find you the name. Sorry, I don't remember
No,
it
it's all
off the
good.
top of my head.
I'll look it up. Richard Branson, something to do with Virgin, his story.
Yes.
Okay, I like it. Well, Luis, this is awesome. How can people connect with you if they have questions about Dubai or Peru? What's the best way, on Instagram or something else?
uh, I don't do social media much, so you have it. Yeah, you can reach out on social media. Don't even know my username. You can send me a WhatsApp.
Okay.
You can share my WhatsApp to whoever asks you, and I have no issues. So
Okay. Sounds good. I will do that. Well, Luis, this has been awesome. Thank you so much for your time, my friend.
appreciate it. It was great seeing you.
We'll see
Let
you
me know
soon.
when you come out, or I'll let you know if I ever reach you in your
A-
area.
Absolutely. Or maybe we meet in Miami.
Exactly. That's even better.
All right. Take care.
See you, man. Bye.